everybody, it's me, Claire, and welcome back to the virtual Red Chair as we continue to celebrate the good news happening right here in our community. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm so excited to spend a little bit of time talking about Synergy Services' very own Child Advocacy Center. The CAC brings together under one roof all services needed by a child who has experienced or witnessed abuse. Tiffani, thank you so much for joining us today on the virtual Red Chair Chat. How are you doing?
Doing okay, day by day.
Good, day by day, we are taking it one step at a time. So thank you so much for joining us here today again. So working in the Child Advocacy Center, could you share a little bit with us about what that program is here at Synergy Services?
But ultimately, our goal is to see kids and get statements and let them share their experience about things that have happened to them. We receive referrals from our partners with law enforcement and children's division. And they send a referral once a child has either made an allegation of abuse or there's other suspicion or evidence to believe a child has been abused. So we'll see the kids anywhere from ages about 3 to 17. And then we also provide advocacy support for the families and caregivers that are working with those kids when they come in.
Great. Well, I absolutely love the Child Advocacy Center. It's such an essential part of Synergy and an essential part of our community. And being on the Red Chair Chat, of course, we celebrate all things good news. And I heard there is some good news happening at the Child Advocacy Center, as well as some ways we can all become advocates in our community. Could you share this good news with us today?
Sure. So as the pandemic had started, one overarching theme that we really want to have with one another is to have grace. And that can be with kids, our family members, our partners, our coworkers, anyone that we're coming in contact with, because we're all going through these same things together. Initially, what we saw both nationwide and around the state was that hotline calls were down pretty significantly in the area. And that was a concern because those mandated reporters like school professionals or other people responsible for the care of children weren't able to see those kids like they normally had and check in with them. So with the hotlines being down, it led to a level of concern. We don't know if they're safe. The kids haven't been able to go and talk with those people that they consider to be safe adults. Clay County specifically, we've heard reports that over the last few months, actually, they have actually seen an increase pretty significantly in their hotline numbers. So while their workers are extremely busy, they're doing what they can, and everybody is sort of playing their part in their role in making sure that those kids are safe. So from those hotline referrals being increased, we're also seeing police reports being increased, and then ultimately our referrals to the center are at an increase from what we had seen at the beginning of the pandemic. So in those pieces, we're again having that grace with one another, knowing everyone is busy, and ultimately at the end of the day, we really want to be able to do what's best for that child and for the family and manage and make sure that they have safe homes, safe places to go, safe people to call.
Absolutely. Well, you are all doing amazing work, and I think each of us can do our part in the community. So how can one help out the Child Advocacy Center as a community member?
Sure. So we are kind of unique in the sense that when we receive referrals, those come directly from law enforcement or children's division based on investigative reports. But that doesn't mean that community members or other concerned adults or family members don't have any kind of role. There is a Missouri statewide hotline that any community member, any parents, any professional, anybody who's responsible for the care of a child or has a concern about a child can call and make a report of those concerns. That number is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And it's 1-800-392-3738.
Well, Tiffani, thank you so much for joining us today on the Red Chair Chat. It's incredible to hear the good news happening in the Child Advocacy Center, as well as the ways that each of us can become a part of this good news. Wow, that was certainly some good news. From forensic interviews to medical exams, family advocacy, and mental health support. Our child advocacy team works every single day to create safe todays for strong tomorrows. And that is certainly some good news. Thank you again for joining us on this week's episode of the Red Chair Chat. We'll be back next week with even more good news and even more special guests. Stay safe and healthy, enjoy your weekend, and don't you forget, be kind.